Tell me, is it really clickbait when shooting has two perfectly legitimate meanings? My parents and I took a trip to the north of Norway for a family gathering. I'm talking north, as in the northernmost town in the entire world, Hammerfest, which just happens to be my mom's hometown. I had two main objectives for this trip. Number one, to connect and enjoy my time with family that I don't get to see enough, and number two, get some sick Instagram shots. I know, really shallow and dumb, but I basically only follow photographers on my Instagram, and they all post these beautiful, like, landscape photographs. And so many of those are from Norway, and I'm like, I'm from Norway. So I feel it's only right that I get to get in on that beautiful landscape photography action. My mom did also tell me that there was this whale up in Hammerfest at that moment, but honestly, I was like, okay, that's cool, I guess. Maybe I'll see a little speck in the distance somewhere at some point. It's very unlikely, so who really cares, right? It's the first morning and we're just walking from the apartment we were staying at into town to get some stuff. I've already gotten a couple of shots because Norway is just that gorgeous. And we're just happily strolling across the, brygga. Seriously, brygga. What? I go back to Norway for like half a second. I start to forget my English. And I love it. Brygga. Bridge. No, that's not. No, I mean, it's. No. Pier. Yes, we're walking across the pier. Thank you so much, Google Translate. Anyway, it's this really nice day, and we're just walking across, and then we see people sort of clustered along the edge of the pier. And we're like, no, it can't be. And then we saw him with our own eyes. The beauty that is Hvaldimir, the white beluga whale, swimming really close by. I'm talking maybe 30 meters away. I was skeptical we'd get to see him at all, and then there he was, so close by. I just, okay, that happened. I've now seen a whale for the first time in my life. Trip made, right? But also, there's a small part of me that's like, okay, this was the first day. He's clearly not people shy, so maybe there'll be opportunity for more. It's the evening. We've spent the entire day at our family event, my cousin's confirmation, and then a few people decided to come back to the apartment we were staying at to watch the football finale of some kind of championship? A league? Champions League? Is that a legitimate thing? Champions League. That sounds real. I'm clearly not paying too much attention, but, enjoying the atmosphere. When one of our hosts, Sport, tells me that he can see that the feeders are getting ready to feed Hvaldimir. Here's the thing. The apartment we were staying at sits right by the edge of, like, the coast. So you could just see out over the actual ocean. So Lena graciously lends me her 300 milliliter lens, so I go out onto their balcony, braving the cold to get the shot for Instagram. And everything is so crap. I mean, I'm enjoying the experience, sort of, but Hvaldimir is really far away. So even though I have the aperture set really, really small, like a really high f-stop number, I still just struggled to get him into focus. It was painful, frustrating. Then the feeders started moving their boat towards us. Let me just pause for a second and say that Hvaldimir was a free whale, but they had found him with this harness on and he clearly wasn't afraid of humans. And so they had to feed him because he also wouldn't hunt for himself. They were still trying to figure out what they were going to do with him long term while we were there, because he obviously couldn't just stay there alone forever. I'm honestly not sure what's going to happen to him. But in the meantime, they were feeding him and that was the best situation for him at that time. But regardless of all of that, they moved the boat to right beneath us. I think they maybe saw me sitting there with this massive ass lens. And so I'm there with a front row, unobstructed view of them feeding him right below me. And it turns out wildlife photography is really difficult. I just kept missing all of the moments, trying to move this lens as quickly as possible and then just automatically taking the shutter to take as many shots as possible. I got flustered and for some reason forgot that the main thing I do and know how to do semi-well is filming. And so I just continued trying to take pictures and failing miserably most of the time. But I mean, what a complaint to have. It was still awesome. We basically got a free SeaWorld show. Except I've seen Blackfish, and so we don't stand SeaWorld here. But this is different and okay, because he's actually free. And when they were done giving him the food, they left like it was over. It was totally sort of like on his terms. A true once-in-a-lifetime experience. So now I was thirsting for more, determined to get that shot. And with it being right below where we were staying, I was convinced that it would happen again. It didn't. However, it was our final day in Hammerfest, and we'd been so busy and hadn't gotten to see any more of Hvaldimir. Bård, the guy we were staying with, offers to take us out on their boat. There's no guarantee that we'd see anything, but you know, a nice boat trip regardless. So we go out on this little boat, driving around a little bit. There's not a cloud in the sky, such a perfect day. And then we come up towards the pier and we stop a little ways out. We can see a small cluster of people on the pier, so we assume that Hvaldimir is there, but we have no idea. Now, I really can't emphasize this enough. We didn't go chasing after him, trying to find him or bring anything to try to lure him in or anything like that. We just brought the boat to a stop a little ways off with plenty of space around us and waited, hoping. Det går an rätt där. Hallå! Hej! Oh, wow. I always still can't believe that's real. Like, that that happened. He was so close. I could have touched him, you know? I didn't, but I could have. And I mean, this is like the photographer's dream, right? And in that perfect moment, I took down my camera and just watched. Obviously, I still had the camera pointed in the general right direction because I know what I'm doing, and I knew it would probably be in focus because of what I did to the aperture, but still, I just wanted to be in that moment and not experience it through a screen. While it was happening, I just had one of those moments like, I'm never going to forget this. And it was just so special. We hung around a little longer, seeing him like check out some other boats and stuff, and then disappearing. So we decided to leave because we had plans. As we're speeding along, I'm just sitting there sort of reflecting that just happened, when out of the corner of my eye, I just suddenly see this white. Hey! Jag skvatt lite ju. And that was my last interaction with Hvaldimir the whale. Him blowing water directly into my face. And I honestly couldn't be happier. It's very strange for me to come back after like a year with this, just a sit-down talking vlog. Especially because it's not at all what was promised by Hannah and Lina in their shoutouts. Thank you both very much for those shoutouts, by the way. I appreciate it a lot. Sorry to everyone who subsequently subscribed, expecting probably not this. But I had this really cool experience and I wanted to remember it, all the like little details. So really, I'm doing this more for myself than anything else. Though, I guess if that was really true, I could have just made this video and not upload it, which I totally intend to do. But the compulsive need to share is something I can maybe deconstruct in another video. For now, I just want to remain in the bliss of Hvaldimir. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing really well. Please let me know what's up with you. I miss the communication. And you will see me next time. Maybe. Because the last time I said that, I went like a year without making anything. So yeah, okay, we'll see. Thanks, bye.